Alright, what is going on, guys, and welcome to the first episode of Gun Guide. Now, Gun Guide isn't going to be a really in-depth review of the gun. It's not going to tell you how many bullets it fires per second. However, it will tell you how to get the best out of your gun. And in the first episode, we're going to be covering the SA-805. Now, the good thing about this gun is it is free. When you get the game, the gun is free. And it's a bit of an all-purpose assault rifle. It is versatile, it does high damage, but it does have a few weak points, and we'll get into that in a sec. Now, how can we counter the weak points? We will do that with attachments, perks, but first let's look at some of the pros of this gun. Now, the pros are, as I said, the damage and versatility. It deals a heck of a lot of damage, which is great, and it's good for the medium range maps. And when I say versatility, that means it's got a decent amount of bullets in the mag, and you know, the ADS time is pretty fast itself. Now, some of the cons is the recoil and the range, and put them together, and that's not a good mix, to be honest. The recoil, it's not huge, it's just a little uncontrollable, and some people may struggle with it. And the range, well, you know. So, as you can see, I'm running the ACOG scope, and that's how the first way, even, of countering the range problem and a bit of the recoil problem. Let's get into the attachments that I am using. So, first off, the attachment that I'm using is the ACOG and the grip. Now, the ACOG is a bit of a zoom, and if you prefer holographic, I would recommend that, but I would certainly recommend a certain scope. A scope will help you in these further gun battles. Now, the grip will obviously counteract the recoil, making this gun, it's basically what I'm trying to do is sharpen it up without losing the purpose of this weapon. It's still a medium range map, but you're going to be winning more gunfights. I certainly wouldn't run this gun on Stonehaven or whatever, if that's what you're thinking. Now that we've got the attachments, you can start dealing a lot of damage, and the range is a lot better. So what would you run? Now, for the equipment, I would recommend a Semtex, just because when you're in those tight situations, you saw the Semtex get a kill. I don't think I would have killed him without the Semtex. Now, you could swap out the Semtex for a secondary. As you saw, I got into a scrape with a man just around there, and I was bleeding up. I would have died if someone hadn't saved me. A secondary would have probably countered that effect. Even so, you could swap it for instance, another perk like speed handling, quicker sight after sprinting. That would have also been effective. I'm going to run one more attachment because there's not many perks I want to run specifically with this gun, and to make it even better with range, I'm going to put on the muzzle flash. Now, the good thing about the muzzle flash, or the flash suppressor, is that you know when you fire a gun and you get all the blasts coming out, you get all the flashes, the brightness, it kind of reduces that, making it much more visible, making it much more accurate. Now, I would always recommend quick draw with all the assault rifles, because they're quite bulky and you're going to win fights if you've got quick draw. And focus, obviously, the flinch is going to be reduced, meaning this gun is just boosting the accuracy, really, making sure that you're not going to miss out on those long gunfights. And fully loaded, because I think this is more of a streaking gun. You might want to go on a streak with it. Fully loaded is definitely a good idea, because you don't have to worry about running out of bullets straight away. So that is all good. Now, for some of the kill streaks, you saw me whip out the sentry gun, but before I will go into that, I want to talk about the maps. Now, I would definitely recommend this map for Chasm, I do believe it's pronounced, and Flooded, just because those are the perfect maps. They're kind of intertwined hallways, great for killing people, medium range, and Chasm just because it's the perfect place. So now the cons, before I run out the pros, those are the pros. The cons are Stonehaven and Stormfront, I do believe. So, sorry, excuse me, I have a cold. However, those maps, they're just not ideal. If the maps have a big range, you're just not going to win on the fight. So I definitely recommend a marksman rifle or something that's going to get the extra mile to kill the person. Now, for kill streaks, I'm running the sentry gun, Griffin, and Helo pilot. Now, when you get the sentry gun, not only can it be a good asset, but if you're kind of strategically camping, as I would say, you can cover up a hallway and not have to worry about looking behind you, and you can just kind of like focus on what's going on in front of you. And once you get the Griffin will then take you to the Helo pilot, or at least it should. Unless you're quite unlucky like me and I get my Griffin destroyed. And once you've got the Helo pilot, that's just mainly to just rack up those kills, because you want to get kills with this weapon. It's not a specialist kind of weapon, and if you want to run something like Guard Dog instead of sentry gun, whatever, that is fine also, but I would certainly recommend the Griffin to get the Helo pilot, or the Battle Hind even. But for some reason, whenever I run the Battle Hind, I don't know. Anyway, oh, do excuse me. Anyway, once you have the Helo pilot, you can just start chaining up those kills, racking up those kills. So yeah, it's a pretty, when I was using this gun, I found it was pretty good gun, pretty strategical. It's just fair. I mean, I wouldn't use it otherwise, but that's the class, guys. I really hope you try this class out. It's perfect. It worked for me. I hope it works for you. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Really, this gun, it's good. It's decent. You just want to run it on the right maps and the right attachments, and you're gonna get a lot of kills. I really think so. So, I have been ZooG Shockers, ZooG Velocities, whatever, and I will see you on the next episode of Gun Guide.
De base. On faire trop ce qu'il faut. Lui, tu sais pas des bits, tu vois même pas ce qui se passe. L'autre il tire à côté.